Hi friends, welcome back to Bucket List Homestead. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I have a few projects I want to share with you. The first one is going to be dandelion jelly. The second is going to be orange extract, which I'm really excited. And I'm actually going to dehydrate some dandelion greens. So I made dandelion jelly for the very first time last year. David loved it. Like, of all the people who loved it, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. So I'm definitely making some more this year. I am going to be using a different recipe than I used last year because this year I'm going to be using Pomona's pectin. This is amazing, amazing stuff. Like, this recipe only calls for 1 cup of sugar and this. Like, that's insane. So that is fabulous. Like, I think like my raspberry jelly last year was like 2 cups of sugar, whereas my old recipe was 8 cups. So not only is it healthier, but you know, organic cane sugar is expensive, and the fact that I don't have to use that much is really good. So I'm using that. I'm also using my 4-jar lids. These are the best lids in the world. I love them. I canned hundreds of things, probably into the 1,000 actually. I canned a lot of things last year and did not have one single failure. Not one! And they've all been like working amazing. So it's that time of year to start stocking up. So if you use my code Bucket List Homestead at 4jars.com or 4jars.ca, because they're in Canada now, whoop, whoop, you'll get 10% off your order. So, and they have sales all the time, and you still get the 10% off the sale. So go check them out. You won't be disappointed. And they're coming out with jars soon. Okay, so for dandelion jelly, we are going to need roughly 4 cups of loosely packed dandelions. And I'm going to show you my little trick. I saved one so I could show you and where to go. So you don't want the green part of the dandelion. This will make it bitter. So what I found, if you just kind of twist it a bit and look, it comes out green free. It's a lot easier. It's quicker. So sometimes a few of the greens fell in and I did my best to pick them out. But yeah, this will make it very bitter, so you don't want that. So I'm just going to put that in there. Get in there. Okay. So there's our 4 cups of loosely packed dandelions. You're going to need hot water, which I just boiled, lemon juice, the calcium water from Pomona's pectin, which I have right here, and you're going to need a cup of sugar, and then the pectin itself from Pomona's pectin. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we need 4 1/4 cups of hot water, and we're going to steep the dandelion flowers for about a half hour. So there's 1 cup. 2 cups. And these are from my yard, so I know they're pesticide free. So just make sure wherever you're getting your dandelions that you know that's a safe source, because a lot of dandelions get sprayed because a lot of people don't like them. They see them as a weed and not the wonderful, wonderful, incredible plant they are. Okay, so there's 4 1/4 cups. So we're just going to let that seep. I also have 6 half-pint jars and a couple of 1/4 pint jars. The Pomona's pectin cookbook is fabulous. Every recipe I've made out of this has been amazing. I'll link it down below. It was on sale not too long ago on Amazon, so I'm hoping it's still on sale for you all. Her recipes tend to be true. If this says 4 to 5, that's what I've been getting. But just in case, I got a couple of 1/4 pint too. My canner, I boiled it, and then I've just turned it down to low to let it stay warm, and then I'll turn it back up when I'm getting closer to being done. So while that is steeping, I thought I'd just let you know a little bit about how wonderful dandelions are and why I'm dehydrating the greens also. The greens, I'm going to dehydrate and eventually powder, and I will use it as tea. I will use it in smoothies, things like that going forward. I'm also going to feed my houseplants it. I did this last year thanks to Marcy from Wood & Curve Acres letting me know about it. And my plants have done amazing all winter. Like, fabulous. So they're not just a weed. They are not just a weed. Dandelion is also the military child symbol. So, like, they're not a weed. They're not a weed. So they remove toxins from the body. They're highly nutritious. They're full of antioxidants. They boost your immune system. And this is from a Chicago hospital site that I got. These are scientifically proven facts They boost the immune system. Now, they said it may fight against HIV, which is amazing. Promotes liver function, help fight inflammation, which is another reason I want it. Helps to treat anemia. Treats chronic ulcer, joint stiffness, and tuberculosis. Control blood sugar and type 2 diabetes. Dandelions are also used as a diuretic, which is why they help you remove all your toxins. They support bile secretion, healthy digestion, and fights constipation. May lower blood pressure, which is what I want. May reduce cholesterol. Relieves the body of excess heat, which I hope is what's going to help David. May help to lose weight. Woo, woo, we can all use that. Kills cancer cells. May be a useful skincare treatment and support healthy bones. So don't let anyone tell you that the dandelion is a no good weed and needs to be eradicated. It's also the first flower for our bumblebees, honeybees, pollinators, all that. So we have thousands this year. I have to say this is probably the most dandelions we have ever seen on our property. We're covered, just covered. So I didn't feel too bad about taking the few I needed because I know my pollinators here have got lots to choose from. So while that is steeping, we are going to, I think we'll get started on dehydrating the stems. We'll get that going. So I just washed these in a little bit of vinegar and water, and then I used my salad spinner to make sure I got all the moisture off. And then I guess I should show you what I'm doing. So I put them through the salad spinner, and then I put them between a couple of good thick pieces of paper towel to get the rest of the moisture off. So this is the part I'm dehydrating. Now 100% of the dandelion is edible. The root, the stem, everything. There might even be a few stems in here, but this is the part I definitely want. So I can have this going forward. And you know what's crazy to me is our Walmart had dandelions for sale last year in the produce department. Seriously, dandelions for sale. Okay, so I am using my Nesco food dehydrator, and I need my trays. I love this food dehydrator. It has worked. I got it last year. It has worked amazing for me. I will always use it, but I'm also hoping, I've been saving up to get a the square one, Corsi, I think it is, and there's another brand. I think Nesco makes one too that's square. So either way, I'm going to be getting one of them. Nesco's been very good to me, so I like them. So, oh, I meant to mention this when I was talking about my 4-jar lids. I just want to give a big shout out and thank 4-jar lids. They were so generous when I reached out to them, and they donated lids and rings, quite a few, to our Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference as a door prize. So thank you so much. They immediately, they said, yes, I had them in 5 days. I'm telling you, I cannot say enough about this wonderful company that's in the States. They are fabulous. So again, thank you so much to 4-jar lids for your generous donation to our homesteading conference. Okay, now I've talked enough about 4-jar lids. I'm just gonna lay these in my tray. I'm going to use quite a few trays because we picked quite a few. I did so much research before I bought this dehydrator, and honestly, what I found out was it had insane reviews. It, like, out of 10 stars, I think it was like 9.8 on Good Housekeeping Seal. You can buy more of these trays too and stack them up, which I did. It came with 4, and I bought another 4. So I can't say enough about it. It's very budget friendly, which is what I wanted. I researched budget friendly dehydrators. So I highly recommend it, and I can leave a link down in the description box below. I just got mine right off of Amazon, and it was on sale when I bought it. So hopefully it's going to be on sale again, because it was around this time last year that I bought it. So I can't say enough about it. I love it. The square one is going to be more convenient for certain things. That's why I kind of want the square one for the trays. But like I said, I will always have this one going too. Okay, so that's all of them. I'm going to say that was probably a good 6 cups worth of greens that I had. We got some poking out here. And I end up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the trays. Okay, So I am just going to treat these like herbs. So we're going to use the herb setting. And that's another thing I like about this. Your settings for temperatures are right here on the lid. So that is very handy. And we're going to plug it in. Okay, so herbs are 95 degrees. So we're going to set for 95. And I'm going to do this for 12 hours. And then we'll check on them. It's probably going to take longer, but I'd rather add more time than have too much time. 12. Okay, so they're good to go, and I don't have to worry about them anymore. And now we can get back to the jelly. So we have about 20 minutes still for the dandelions to steep. So we might as well make our orange extract, because literally that takes the longest part is going to be cutting up the oranges. So all you need is a good jar with a jar with a good locking, sealing lid. So I'm going to use this one. Okay. Oranges, which I have washed really well. So those are all washed up. And vodka. This is Prince Igor vodka. It's actually made in Grimsby, Ontario, which is right before Niagara Falls. So I like to get something that's local-ish. Or at least Canadian. There's quite a few Canadians. From what I found out, when I went in there, I could not believe the amount of Canadian vodkas there were to choose from. We don't drink, so the only time I buy liquor is when I'm making my extracts or tinctures or whatever. So, and it's very expensive here. When we go to the States this summer for vacation, we're definitely going to bring back, Dave and I'll be allowed one bottle each, and I'll be bringing it back just so I can make more extracts and tinctures through the winter. Because this was on sale, $30. 750 milliliters. Yep. Okay, so I have my oranges all washed, and all you want from the orange is actually the peeling. So we're gonna peel them, eat the orange, and save the peelings. So let's see if I can, oh, wow, these smell good. So we are just gonna make sure there's no flesh on that. And we're just gonna plop it into the jar. That's all there is to it. So 2 is plenty for this container. If you use a bigger container, just use more oranges. I mean, it's that simple. It's totally up to you. So we're gonna try 2, and then we're just gonna cover it. I do have pickle weights. I think I'm going to grab one to put in there just a second. So these are the pickle weights I got. I love these. They're good. I'm going to get the bigger size this year. So these fit the smaller mason jars. But they have ones, woo, good catch, Lynn. They have ones that are bigger, but this should work. Yep, perfect. Just to keep them under. I use them for my apple cider vinegar, and I could use the bigger ones for them. Okay, so this is going to go into a dark place from at least 2 or 3 weeks, at least. We'll come back in 3 weeks and look at it and see if I think it needs to sit longer. I'll let it, and then we'll drain them out, and then we'll let it sit in a dark space and just do its thing. This is not something you're going to have right away. Extracts take a long time, which is why I have several going. I have 3 vanillas going right now. I'm trying one with dark rum. I usually use vodka, but I wanted to try a dark rum. So there we go, orange extract, like easy peasy. And I have enough to definitely do my lemons too, but I gotta get some fresh lemons. So, okay, orange extract done. Now it's time to strain our flowers. So this is what you have, and I'm gonna use a fine mesh strainer, but you can use cheesecloth. I have a cheesecloth, but this is so much easier and a lot less messy. Okay. So I'm just gonna strain it right into my pot that I'm gonna use to make the jelly. Less dishes that way. So my research with dandelion jelly, I found out too that this used to be called poor man's honey because it tastes like honey. So I found that pretty interesting. So we're going to discard these. Okay. I don't want to squeeze the moisture out because that can make it pretty bitter too. So we're just gonna do our best to get out what we can. Okay, that's done. So I'm just gonna strain this out. I'm gonna rinse this because I need to measure and make sure we need 4 cups of this infused water. If we don't get quite 4 cups, we can add a little bit more water. We have 4 cups exactly, so we did good. I'm just gonna, little piece of green is in there. I don't know how you got through the strainer. You're not gonna get away from me. I'm gonna get you. There, got it. Haha. Okay. So to this, we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of our lemon juice. And I think we also add our calcium water. Calcium water, yep. So to that, we're also gonna add our calcium water, and we need 4 1/4 teaspoons of calcium water. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/4. Right. To the stove. Okay, so I've turned my canner back up to start getting this boiling again. And over here, we want to bring this to a boil. And in here, I have 4 1/2 teaspoons of the pectin with 1 cup of sugar. And I'm just going to give it a stir. Once this boils, we add that to that, and that's dandelion jelly. So as you saw, I had a lot of calcium water. I also have a lot of pectin left. So I put both in the refrigerator. This will have a lid, and just put them in the refrigerator, and they'll last until our next batch of jelly, which will probably be coming up strawberries. So that's come to a boil. We're going to slowly add this, the sugar in the pectin. Give it a stir. And you want to cook this for about 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure I get it all. Make sure the pectin all dissolves. And bring it back to a boil. And then remove it from heat. And then we're going to can it up. Back to a boil, and we're going to take it over there. I'm going to get my jars out of the oven, and we're good to start filling them. So this is just vinegar, and I'm just going to wipe off the rims because this is definitely sticky, and I'm sure you saw, well maybe not, I missed the jar a bit, and obviously it's going to be sticky, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't make a mess. And I have to say, this smells like honey. Like, it really does. If I hadn't spilled any, I think I would have got 5 half pints. So the recipe was awesome, as usual. Okay. So in my canner, I have, I hope that silver thing right there, that is a shelf that I put in the bottom because you want something in your canner, the bottom, so your jars aren't resting on the canner. And we're going to get these in. Yeah, we're going to have to add some water. So I'm just going to fill up the kettle, add more water to this, and we are going to process that for 10 minutes. So we process this for 10 minutes, wait a good 5 minutes or so, and then we'll take them out onto a mat to let them finish cooling down and sealing. There we go. Dandelion jelly doesn't take long. Dandelions are free. A little bit of sugar. The Pomona's pectin makes the world of difference. And I hope this inspires you and shows you that you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen to, you know, make a lot of nice things, save money. This took me all of less than 2 hours, and I made extract, orange extract. I made the dandelion jelly, and I started dehydrating the dandelion greens. And that's it. So you don't have to spend hours and hours, though there are days we do, but we don't have to get a lot done and to have some things on our shelves. So, and if you have been on the fence about trying canning, this dandelion jelly is probably the easiest thing in the world to start with. Easy peasy. It's easier than fruit, anything. It is so easy. You just need a water bath canner, some jars, some lids, some rings, the dandelions, a little bit of sugar, Pomona's pectin. If you don't have Pomona's pectin, I will try and find a recipe for dandelion jelly not using Pomona's pectin, and I'll link that down below. I can't link this recipe because it isn't a cookbook, but I will link the cookbook down below on Amazon. You won't regret getting it. It is one of my favorite books, and I use it a lot coming up this time of year. So until then, take care, God bless, and we'll see you all soon.